Hello. Hey! Hey, we're going to do that audience participation thing that I was telling you about. Sorry about the long intermission. I had some technological challenges. So I'm going to read the first one. These are anonymous bad advice stories that you submitted. I called in a bomb scare to hide the fact I was late for school again. My friend gave me bad advice.
The worst advice I ever received just so happens to be conventional cliché wisdom on love. To marry someone who gives you butterflies in your stomach. What this common advice fails to realize or mention is that sometimes these people who give us butterflies, these people who may even be soulmates, are not necessarily the same people we are meant to spend the rest of our lives with. Sometimes these people are meant to come into our lives for a very specific reason, to teach us something about ourselves or to challenge or better us in some way. But when it comes to marriage and the rest of your days, I'd say finding someone with whom you share a deep friendship, uncanny communication, calm understanding is a more fulfilling route. Someone who brings you an incredibly sense of lasting peace rather than a relatively fleeting feeling of joy.
By the way, this is my friend Lauren Ciampa, everybody. Hope I said your name. It's close. Okay. Bad advice. I was once dared to moon another party bus while on a brewery tour down the Bitterroot. The party bus turned out... The party bus, in quotation marks, turned out to be a bus of fifth graders on a Saturday adventure. Unfortunately, the chaperone at the kids' bus didn't find it as funny as my friends did. 1 month later in court, the judge forgave me of my sin and asked if I was indeed an astronomy teacher as he suspected.
Once, when I was 7, 55 years ago, my oldest sister passed through the kitchen with a glass of vinegar on the way to the bathroom. I asked what the vinegar was for. She said it was for her hair. Do you drink it? I asked. Sure, she said. Can I have some for my hair? I asked. Have all you want. I can get more. So I drank the glass of vinegar. Today, I am bald.
What's wrong with bald? It was my first year teaching high school English, and it was every teacher's favorite time of year, homecoming. I was put in charge of supervising the sidewalk decorating team while they drew huge victory murals in the parking lot with sidewalk chalk. It was a long time to stand around with teenagers getting pumped up for the big game. After they had drawn on much of the sidewalk and part of the parking lot, one of the more artistic, seemingly upstanding seniors asked if they could draw on the side of the brick school wall. I said, no, automatically, but then he said very politely, it will show our school spirit. And it is going to rain this weekend anyway. In my first year's teacher's brain, it made sense. So they did. A while later, my principal wandered by and asked who let them draw on the wall. The look of disappointment on his face when I fessed up is forever etched in my brain. Don't trust teenagers.
When we were 5 and 8, my sister and I overheard our dad tell our mom someone should scoop up the shit in our yard from the neighbor's dog and put it in their mailbox. Well, we filled the neighbor's box with said shit. They watched us do it and told our parents, who laughed but made us scrub it out.
Bad advice. I told my younger roommate that peanut butter was a hidden gem as far as sexual lube goes. Oh, it gets better. Next day, I went to make my usual PB&J sandwich. I noticed that my extra crunchy peanut butter was significantly more empty.
My friend and hiking partner advised us that we didn't need a map to find Stanley Hot Springs because he had been there before. This is familiar. It was February and it had only been there in the summer. Still, 4 of us follow him into the wilderness. 5 hours late, with snow up to our upper thighs and 1 hypothermic member later, we camp on the trail. The next morning, we slowly hiked out without finding the hot springs.
Right? Okay, last one. Bad advice. Everything that comes out of my best friend's mouth. Example, dye your hair purple. I think that's good advice. Okay, so we're gonna get back to the storytelling here in a couple of shakes.